So I have a toy. One of my first unboxing videos, I think, especially firearms unboxing video. And by the magic of photography, ta-da! One Savage Model 10 HS Precision FCP, blah de blah de blah de blah de blah. I'll put a snap of the box label in. And we'll get on with unboxing it. The angle's not too great. Like I've complained about 1,000 times before, modern cameras seem to have a really narrow field of view when they're at their default zoom. I won't let you zoom out anymore. But let's get to it. I might have to try moving the camera. I don't think I can get it in a better place than this. Well, that's a bit better. So let's have a look and see what we got inside. This is the 308. Just packing. It didn't come with a rail, so I had to order a rail with it. This doesn't actually say whether this is a straight rail or whether it's got any elevation MOA built into it. No, it doesn't say anything. I'm guessing this cutout will need to go towards the side that the rifle ejects from. So we'll put that to the side for the time being. I've got the rifle out. Check the rest of these cubby holes. Nothing in that one. Oh, lots of stuff in here. Box can shoot. So what have we got in here? We've got the bolt, which is quite heavy. We'll just go and grab some scales. So the bolt weighs in at, I really don't get imperial measurements. Is that 8 ounces? Is that 0.8 of a pound? I guess that's 0.8 of a pound. We can cycle through. 14 ounces, there you go. 14 ounces that weighs. So the bolt weighs 14 ounces. We'll stick to ounces for now. It's got like a wax coating on it, which I suppose I'll need to clean off. Just the Savage logo, branding. So we'll put that to the side along with the bag, and we'll see what else we've got in here. We have what appears to be a 4-shot magazine. I know you can get 10-shot magazines for these, but they are ridiculously expensive. They're anything from 80 to 130 quid. But I will get a 10-shot magazine for it eventually. So we'll put that to the side. We have the Egger Brothers import certificate, which has the serial number of the rifle, and I'm guessing this is probably a guarantee certificate. Yeah, guarantee certificate. Just make sure you zoomed all the way out. Yeah. And very kindly, it appears the Savage have provided me with a pair of ear defenders. Aren't they kind? Because people that are buying a rifle like this wouldn't have ear defenders already, would they? We've got all the other usual stuff. I don't have the first clue what that is. I guess I'll have to actually read the manual. And we've got a bolt lock, trigger lock, bolt lock, a manual. Firearm safety depends on me. What, all firearm safety depends on me? So we've got a nice little booklet here with all of the, oh look, we've got 10 rules, which you've probably all seen time and time again. Always keep the muzzle pointed in a safe direction. I cannot count, and I went to Bisley the other week, last weekend, sorry, and I cannot count the amount of times strangers pointed a rifle straight at me. It always scares me. A lot of people say, well, you know, the rifle's empty, it doesn't matter where you point it if the rifle's empty, but what they fail to realise is we have these rules in place for the one time where you forget to empty the rifle. I can save 25% or $25 on NRA membership, which is absolutely no good to me because I'm not American. And we have the manual. I always find this a bit funny that it's called Savage Arms, and they show a picture of a Native American. So, a Native American's by default savage. We seem to have a target in here. Yes, we have a target in there. I guess they want my best shot. So there's a lot of stuff in there. Maybe this will tell me. Maybe this will tell me what that little yellow thing is for. But anyway, on to the part I guess you've all been waiting for. We'll have to see a rifle out of its bag. It's pretty heavy. We'll dump it on a scale straight away so you can have a look at how much it weighs. It weighs 138.5 ounces, which is nearly 4 kilos, which is 8.6 pounds. So when you add bolt, that takes us to 9.5. An unloaded magazine takes us to 9.8. And 4 rounds of .308 ammunition, which is I believe what the magazine will hold, takes us to just a pinch over 10 pounds. Now my wife's eBay scales have never actually looked so cool in all of their existence. So let's put these back out of the way. I really don't like having firearms laying around with ammunition at the same time. Risky. Anyway, these are Lelium Bellio 308 Win, full metal jacket, 147 grains, £29.63p per box. That's of course a box of 50. Right, I'm going to have the sticker off because I don't like other people's branding on my equipment. So we shall do that first of all, and I shall use a pencil. Because hopefully a pencil won't damage anything. Well, I hope they've designed. Let's get it all off this scale. Hopefully a pencil won't damage anything. So hopefully they've designed this label to come off. Yes. Thank you. Oh, so many bags all over the place and bits and bobs. Savage Model 10, 308 Winchester. Before used, read. Savage Arms, blah blah blah. Right, so it's got a tang safety. I much prefer a tang safety to a bolt mounted safety. I guess this is the bolt release, and believe me, all of the weight is in the barrel. I'm going to quickly put a tripod on it so it can actually stand up by itself. Right, so we've got another little thing on here. These have an accu trigger. Not quite sure what that entails. There's some more. Read the manual, read the manual, read the manual. There you go. For the really stupid people. The only time you can be absolutely certain a gun cannot fire is when the action is open and is completely empty of ammunition. Which is exactly what this is like. Now, there you go. The Savage Accu trigger. Not quite sure what a Savage Accu trigger is. So it has a trigger profile analysis on here. Peak force, blah 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 blah. Right, now all I've got to do is work out how to get the bolt in here. I'm guessing this is one of them ones where you have to pull the trigger as well. Yeah, there you go. Right, so the bolt release works. You push. I wish I could get the camera closer. You just can't see this side of the gun, but the bolt release works by pushing this forward, then pulling the trigger in, and then that lever goes all the way forward. Then we can slide the bolt in. So that is the rifle, basically if it had ammunition in it, ready to fire. Bolt's got a lot of jiggle in it really. Right, we are clear completely. That's got a nice trigger. That's got a really nice trigger. It's a bit heavier than I might like. But it barely moves. I'll swing the camera around so you can see. So the camera doesn't want to focus with that piece of paper behind it. So you'll have to excuse me on this, but it's going to be a bit awkward. So bolt closed. Check we've got in focus. Now I'll pull very slowly. There you go. That's the trigger pull. I don't have a trigger scale, but I would hazard a guess and say it's probably at the minute about £4. Right, the action does not move at all, which is great because it means the rifle probably doesn't need bedding, as I've got to do to my 1022. And sadly, the whole thing is actually covered in it's oil, so I'm going to give it a wipe off with a rag and get rid of some of this oil. But we've got one of these to fit. We're going to put our rail on first. We're going to put the rail on first, and then we've got this to fit, which is, this is an old scope, but it was about 600 or 800 quid brand new, if I recall. I got this from one of my club members, who got it from one of the other club members, who got it from one of the other club members. I spoke to the guy that originally bought it, and he said it cost £699 brand new. So it should be more than enough for 300 to 500 metre shooting, hopefully. I won't actually be able to tell until I've been out and shot it, but we'll get that fitted.